Okay, good morning students, welcome back. Today we shall be doing the agents of socialization. Understood? I'm also going to do a short recap of the things that we did last time. Now, the topic that we are doing is socialization. Now, what is socialization? Socialization is the process of interaction. Right? It is the process which involves interaction which results in the development of human beings. Now, socialization includes interaction with your families, interaction with your friends, interaction with your neighbors, and also interaction with those people whom you do not know personally. Alright, so interaction may be formal as well as informal. Now, when these interactions are taking place, a learning process is also taking place side by side. So, all these things that you learn which help or which results in the development of the kind of human beings that you become. Alright, later on in life, the kind of personality development that takes place, the type of learning, the type of knowledge that you imbibe, all these includes or involves socialization. So, socialization initially, or the first thing that socialization does, it is kind of an induction or introduction. Alright, induction or introduction of an individual into the society. Alright, now the second one is development of the mental stability. It means that the main focus of socialization, there are two types of development of human beings, or two types of changes in human beings that takes place throughout your entire life. The first one is physical changes and the other one is mental changes or psychological changes, or we can say the physical growth or the psychological growth. Now, see, for physical growth, nothing has to be done. That means you do not have to do anything. Physical growth, even if you just live your entire life, alright. So you can see that sometimes even when a person is in coma, he or she is growing in size, meaning the physical development is taking place. But later on, for example, if a person becomes or revives after being in coma for 12 or 15 years, you see that physical changes has taken place, but psychological development has stopped. Okay, so there is no psychological development cannot be seen in such type of individual. So you can see that socialization helps in the psychological development of human beings. Okay, now through socialization, the things that you learn helps in shaping your attitude towards yourself as well as attitude towards other individuals, known or unknown. Meaning, through socializations, you learn how to behave with somebody, for example, your parents. Now, as soon as you are born, okay, we are going to do that, we are going to do the family as an agent of socialization later on. Okay, so I'll just tell you a short introduction of the things that we are going to learn in the agent of socialization. Now, you know that agencies of socialization, there are two types. The first one is the primary agency or the primary agent of socialization. Now, in the primary, we have family, we have peer group, and we have neighbors. Now, the other one is the secondary, which we are not going to do today. Okay, let's focus on first. Now, I'm not writing the details here because I want you to focus on this part today. Just remember the agency of socialization, it is divided into primary and secondary. Under primary, we have to do the three main things, that is the family, the peer groups, and the neighbors as primary agents of socialization. Now, let us do the first one. Now, family is the first and foremost agent or the primary agent of socialization. Now, why we say primary is the main difference is This is informal, and this one secondary is the formal agent. Now when we say formal and informal here, and the ones that we are going to do here, okay, I'll just give you the first one so that you know what we are actually talking about. Schools. Okay, now if you look at the primary agent and the secondary agent, like I said, this is formal and this is informal. So the agents that is included in the primary agent, or the institutions or the organization that is included as the primary agents of socialization, you can see that the members of these groups help in the development, help in the psychological development without any strict rules and regulations, without having any strict rules and regulation. But here you can see that there is a greater level of strictness. So let us focus on this. Now what is family? Family is the first and foremost organization that, or a group that you become a part of as soon as you are born. Now the level of closeness with all the members of the family, your immediate family, your extended family, all those members who are part of the family, your main family, that is your father, your mother and your siblings. The extended family, your cousins, your aunts, your grandparents from both the sides. Now all these members, you have a certain kind of closeness, certain kind of bond, and these people, through trial and error, sometimes you learn, sometimes you don't learn things. You are fighting with your siblings, sometimes you are even fighting with your parents, but through all these things, you sometimes listen to your elders, sometimes you don't listen, sometimes you are playing well with your siblings, sometimes you are fighting. So you are trying things. Now sometimes you lose, sometimes you win. So through all this, now when you win or when you lose, sometimes when you are right or when you are wrong, what happens is, in the family you are not punished. Sometimes punishment may be there, but it is not as strict as in the formal. Alright, it is not as strict as it is in the formal agents. So you have a high level of closeness with the members of these groups. So how does family act as an agent of socialization? So the kind of question that you may get is, how does family act as an agent of socialization? So what does the family do? How does it help? Now the first thing that the family helps is, it helps you in learning to trust people, learning to trust other individuals other than yourself. So how do you think you learn to trust others? Now it is because families help to keep you safe. Alright? No matter what kind of individual you become later on in life also. Okay, some people are good, they have a positive lookout to life. Sometimes you get into bad habits and you get into illegal things, but even then the first person that comes to save you, the first person that looks out for you is your family. Okay, because why families help each other is because you have the bond, you have the biological bond, okay, the bond of blood, which means you are the closest to your family. So that is why they help you to trust others, and they also keep you safe from everything, because as soon as you are born, your parents provide everything for you till the time you learn to stand up on your feet and till the time you learn to work and earn for yourself. Alright, so even if your parents are not there, you always have your grandparents or you have your uncles and aunts. So family look out for each other. Okay, now the other thing is, like I already said, you have informal norms. Okay, informal norms means there are rules and regulations, but every time you break a rule, you are not punished. Okay, you may get a slight scolding, but you are not punished as you would be punished in a school. Okay, now the third one is you learn about authority. Now when you go to a formal, now I'm going to teach you by comparing so that you have a better understanding. Now when you go to a school, you have to learn about authority, you have to learn about rules, meaning who is the head of the school, then who come, like the hierarchical system in a formal organization. So similarly, in a family, you have the head of the family. It may be the father or the grandfather. So let's say father, then you have the mother, then in case you have an elder sibling, that means either your elder brother or your elder sister, and let's say then comes you, that is the individual. So in the family you learn, you learn about authority, you learn about the hierarchical system, hierarchical system, who is the eldest, whom you should respect. Now just because there are some siblings who may be your age or they may be your twin, it doesn't mean you do not have to respect them less. But here you learn about who takes all the decisions, the main decisions in the family. Respect should be mutual, but the level of closeness is always different here. So in a family, you learn about who is the most powerful, meaning who can take all the important decisions. It's either the father or either the mother. And then you learn about what is a sibling, what is the level of bond that you have with your sibling. You learn that now when there is an elder sibling, you have a different kind of bond, but in case of a twin or a sibling which is not, you do not have much age gap, there is a kind of equality. You are equal to each other. So in a family, it teaches you about how in an organization you have the principal, then you have the teachers, then you have the group C and the group D staff, and you have the students.